Look, Mommy, Granddad peed his pants.
What? I looked out into her to see a large wet patch that had formed in my pants. It was clearly visible for everyone to see.
Shh, honey. He spilled his drink. That's all.
My daughter Rosalind said, red in the face with embarrassment. I was on a 7-hour flight with 4 hours to go. I'd already peed 5 times, but this time the restrooms were busy. I had no idea I leaked pee in my pants, and it was starting to smell. I had to do something urgently. Several rows of passengers heard my grandson, and some looked at my pee patch. I panicked and pushed in front of the people waiting for the restroom. It's an emergency, I told them. Once inside, the shame and embarrassment hit me like a ton of bricks. I peed myself in front of my family and dozens of other passengers on the plane. I was an embarrassment, a joke. I felt pathetic. With my enlarged prostate, they couldn't take me anywhere. I was furious at what I'd done, but I wasn't prepared for the horrors of what I saw the moment I undid my zipper.
But his lowest point was when his 5-year-old grandson told him he smelled of pee in front of dozens of people. The shame was hard to take for this proud grandfather and war veteran. But what happened next will blow you away, especially if you're a man over 50, suffering from any kind of prostate or urinary issues. Because this embarrassing incident triggered a chain of events which forced Ben on a new path in his life. A path which ultimately led him to an outlandish prostate shrinking solution which restored his powerful urine flow and lets him empty his bladder freely and fully every single time. Hi, my name's Andrew Ellis. I'm a medical researcher and male health specialist with over 30 years of experience. Maybe you've seen me on TV in one of my science documentaries, or perhaps you've read one of my best-selling books on prostate health. Over the last 10 years, I've focused obsessively on how to reverse BPH ever since my own father suffered through the last 8 years of his life with severe prostate enlargement. It made his life hell and had a profound effect on me and my life's work. After seeing how it made him suffer, I made it my mission to help as many men with BPH as I could. So far, I've helped thousands of men find relief from debilitating enlarged prostates. In a minute from now, you'll see how you can use this powerful prostate solution for yourself from home, as well as the science behind why it works so well and why it's proven to shrink your prostate by studies from Fukushima Medical University, Japan, and Lima University in Peru. You'll soon enjoy sleeping through the whole night without going once to the bathroom. You'll be easily emptying your bladder and enjoying a new surge of masculine energy. The prostate shrinking solution you're about to see is simple, safe, takes only a few minutes and doesn't involve side effects, filled medications, supplements from Amazon, or complicated home remedies. Now you may feel a little skeptical, and if you do, it's completely normal. I'd feel that way too if I were you. But as you're about to see, everything is backed up by credible scientific studies and research from top-tier medical institutions. Watch this short presentation until the end though, because what you're about to see is highly controversial and has made the pharmaceutical industry nervous. It's likely that we'll have to remove this video soon. Every man suffering from prostate or urinary problems needs to see this, because in a minute, we'll reveal the disturbing truth about the prostate medication you could be taking and why the last thing they want is for you to fix your BPH. We'll also reveal the true root cause of unexplained prostate enlargement, which you'll be shocked to find has nothing to do with your age, family history, hormones, or even lifestyle. Instead, it's all down to a hidden red clog inside your prostate. This hidden clog causes cellular buildup, slowly but surely enlarging your prostate until it squeezes and completely blocks off your urethra, inflames your bladder, and puts you at risk of kidney stones and deadly infections. It gets worse the longer you do nothing about it, until one day it becomes impossible to urinate without an emergency catheter to drain your bladder and a urine bag you'll need to carry around with you for good. Thankfully, however, the solution I'm about to show you targets this disruptive clog inside your prostate with laser precision and dissolves it, without meds, surgery, laser treatment, or a prostate massage. It gets to work fast, freeing up your prostate and restoring powerful urine flow, increasing your energy and reviving your sex drive. And it helps shrink your prostate no matter your age, no matter how severe your condition is, or how long you've had BPH, no matter if you think there's no hope for you. You'll soon be back in the driver's seat, sleeping deeply through the night, enjoying sex again, and your flow will blast out like the river rapids after the big melt. Most of all, you'll feel confident and strong again, right into your golden years. Imagine that. No more pelvic pain, no straining to empty your bladder, no sudden urges to pee or smelly pee leaks. No more waking up in the middle of the night. You'll forget all about infections, kidney dangers, wearing embarrassing bulging diapers, or always looking for the nearest bathroom. Instead, you'll enjoy abundant energy levels, strong sexual desire, deep, satisfying sleep, and fully pleasurable jets which smash into the toilet bowl. This simple, safe protocol has now freed tens of thousands of men since I first spoke about it a few months ago. Keep watching, because in a couple of minutes, I'll show you the amazing spring water mineral that immediately gets to work dissolving your prostate clog and shrinking your prostate. But first, let's talk to 65-year-old Ben Locker. How did your prostate enlargement start?
Yeah, my prostate problems began in my mid-50s, and I'll admit I ignored them at first. I found it embarrassing, and I hoped it would go away on its own, even though I was waking up to pee 3 or 4 times a night and my sleep suffered. My doctor said my enlarged prostate was blocking my urethra and putting pressure on my bladder. He got me on 5-alpha reductase inhibitor medication and told me it'd get better soon.
And how did it go after that?
It was a good start, but after a few weeks, I was finding it harder to get intimate with my wife and was hardly ejaculating anymore, which is very disturbing. We'd always enjoyed a healthy love life, and it was what kept our marriage strong over the years. But since starting these meds, I was feeling less of a man, and sometimes I couldn't even get it going in the bedroom, and I had no desire to, if you get what I mean.
Ben, I know it may be hard for you to talk about it, but the loss of desire and failure to perform are things that happen, and we should be able to speak openly about them. I bet it was tough for Lucy, though, wasn't it?
Yes. God, it was. I remember she cried in my arms one night. She thought I didn't love her anymore. Then to make it even worse, soon after the meds stopped working, I went from waking up once a night back to 3 or 4 times a night.
So, did you see your doctor again after that?
Yes. And my urologist switched me to an alpha blocker drug instead. But with the alpha blockers, I started getting dizziness and chest pains.
Wow.
It got so bad, I tripped and fell down the stairs, smashing my ear on a rail.
Oh my God.
After time, I almost hit a motorcyclist on the road. So that was me done with prostate meds. It was too dangerous for me. It was too dangerous for me to take them.
I don't blame you in the least. And like most guys with BPH, I'm sure you tried out other solutions to try to shrink your prostate, right?
I felt skeptical about trying other stuff, but I knew I had no choice. First, I tried saw palmetto and other vitamins and supplements from Amazon. Some of these had small effect, while others did nothing but get stuck in my throat, or I had to take them 4 times a day, and I'd forget. I found remedies like massaging my prostate, acupuncture, stretching, and taking warm baths. I tried drinking more water, avoiding spicy foods, giving up coffee, alcohol, dairy, and even meat for some time.
How did those work out for you?
Some methods helped a little, but what I needed was to shrink my prostate urgently. It was becoming huge, like a golf ball, and I was peeing 5 times a night. My flow was only dribbling out slowly by now. I was avoiding social events because I knew I'd only be rushing to the bathroom all the time and leaking in my pants.
And I bet you were worried about it.
I was worried about my sexless marriage and how my health was going to turn out. How long I was going to be around for my grandchildren. What's more, my prostate was making it hard to focus on work, spoiling precious time with my family and friends.
And then what did the doctor say at that point?
They said BPH wasn't dangerous, but for me, it was a living hell. And what if my prostate doubled in size again? I'd rather die than let that happen. I honestly would. And I was desperate. Thank God a friend told me about you. He told me you were the only one who could help, so I could get in touch.
That's right. And just before we got to how you shrunk your prostate for good, let's see how prostate drugs really work and why they failed for Ben and for millions of other men. Most BPH meds are either 5-alpha reductase inhibitors or alpha blockers. 5-alpha reductase inhibitors block the DHT hormone, a strong sex hormone. They may prevent your prostate from growing bigger, but if you stop taking them, your prostate grows again quickly. And because they block your male sex hormones, the side effects can be horrible. Low libido, ED, dry ejaculations, man boobs, low blood pressure, dizziness. So that explains why Ben got sexual dysfunction and weight gain, something he'd never experienced before. So how about alpha blocker meds? They temporarily relax the muscles near your prostate to help you urinate. They don't shrink your prostate though. Your prostate stays enlarged and inflamed, maybe growing bigger over time. And then there's the side effects such as rapid heartbeat, shaking, and low blood pressure. It's pretty clear that BPH medication is set up to treat the symptoms temporarily, and it comes with a side dish of unpleasant side effects. These treatments fail to target the root cause of an enlarged prostate because that's not their goal. Ben, did you ever ask your doctor about what was causing BPH?
Well, doctors would always give me a blank expression when I asked them what was causing BPH.
But if you have a problem like a water leak from your pipes at home, you fix the cause of it, right? Imagine if you had a leaky pipe in your wall causing damp and mold. Would you just clean up the mess every day or fix the leak first? Of course, you'd fix the leak because that's what's causing it. So why don't regular treatments fix the real cause of men's enlarged prostates? The simple reason is it's much more profitable when they only treat the symptoms. Because if men were able to shrink their prostates, they wouldn't ever need meds again. Ben, did you ever discuss surgery for your prostate?
Yes, my urologist told me it would cost $46,000.
Oh my God.
There was no guarantee it would work, but even worse, you could end up with complications such as permanent ED, shrinking of your manhood, incontinence, bleeding from your manhood, even ejaculating backwards into your bladder. It was like something from a science fiction movie.
Yep.
So I said no to that. And that night I woke up drenched in sweat with a dream that doctors were slicing up my prostate with scalpels. It was very vivid and disturbing.
And by now your prostate was more swollen than ever, right?
That's right. I was waking up 6 or 7 times a night. My bladder and pelvic region were aching all day, and I'd find myself scoping out the nearest restrooms wherever I went. My bladder could never empty, and I'd strain for 5 or 10 minutes to squeeze a few drops out. The meds weren't working. I couldn't make love to my wife. My bad sleep was destroying my health and focus at work, and I had no other solutions. I felt powerless, Not to mention, I already paid over $25,000 on doctors, urologists, scans, tests, and medication.
And did your enlarged prostate stop you from enjoying life?
Yes, I would hardly go to any social events or travel anymore. I'd been looking forward to our family trip to Europe. We saved up for this trip of a lifetime, but the flight to London was 7 hours long. I don't know if it was the salty plain food, but something made me desperate to empty my bladder. It was burning like fire, and the pelvic pain was unbearable. I was waiting for the bathroom when my grandson Lucas blurted out, "Granddad's peed himself, Mommy, and he smells like pee." Jeez. I wanted the floor to swallow me up. I was so embarrassed. But if you think that's bad, when I undid my zipper in the bathroom, I was horrified to see blood in my underpants.
My God.
Thank God it hadn't seeped through my pants yet.
It's painful to hear all this, man.
It was the worst day of my life, especially what happened next. Then it was the intense agony for 2 hours as I went through the airport customs and immigration and began my desperate trip to find medical help. Thank God I found a good hospital where doctors and nurses looked after me and inserted an emergency catheter to drain my bladder. To relieve my bladder draining was something like I'd never experienced. My family visited me every day full of stories and fresh from their wonderful experiences.
Jeez, man, it must have been a really tough time for you.
It had been my dream for decades to travel to Europe. But the sad reality was, now I was finally there. I was stuck in a lonely hospital bed peeing through a tube.
The good news is, Ben's experience led him to me. And the 15-second prostate shrinking solution he used to fix his prostate enlargement for good. Because a few years ago, before I met him, it was because of my father's own enlarged prostate that I happened to come across the work of Dr. Lee, an acclaimed author and research scientist. I met Dr. Lee while researching a tiny group of islands in Southeast Asia, a unique region where men enjoy the best prostate and urinary health in the world. Almost no men there ever experience BPH or urinary problems in this region. Dr. Lee told me how men keep their prostates healthy on these small South Asian islands, which are located near Korea, China, and Japan, Taiwan, Okinawa, Kimi, and Yonaguni, were all originally inhabited by indigenous people before anyone from Europe, Japan, or China arrived there. The local food and culture are a blend of native Japanese and Chinese ways of life. BPH levels are the lowest levels in the world in and on these incredible islands, where average life expectancy can reach 10 years longer. And that's down to how they blend Eastern nutrition with native known know-how. In fact, I interviewed Dr. Lee so he could explain how it all works.
In our region, we know the prostate is central to a man's health, so we make sure the prostate stays small and clean at all times. We have a saying that everything else flows from the prostate gland. The prostate may be the size of a walnut, but when you have a problem with it, it can drive a wrecking ball through your life. It's that important. This tiny organ affects your sexual health, urination, kidneys, hormone balance, energy, and sleep. It's incredible. For centuries, locals have known this. They've based their nutrition and native medicine on keeping this one organ healthy, so everything else flows from there. The real cause of men's prostate enlargement is not aging. Instead, it's caused by a kind of blood stagnation, which eventually clogs up the prostate and stops it from flushing out dead cells. That's why the prostate grows in size. And keeping it healthy and small is all about drinking a prostate cleansing formula each morning to revive the energy inside the prostate. The reason it's so powerful is because it's the only formula that targets the real root cause of prostate enlargement, the accumulation of dead cells and slow blood circulation. When you try it yourself, you'll notice a boost in prostate health starting almost right away. You'll feel your flow becoming stronger day by day. You'll be waking up less at night and feeling like your old self again with more energy and vitality. Men over 40 have taken this formula in our region for hundreds or maybe thousands of years to revive their prostate health, circulation, and clear out dead prostate cells. Doctors recommend it to any man who's waking up at night to urinate. That's why men in our country rarely wake up at night, and we have the smallest and healthiest prostates in the world. My uncle, who's 84, recently told me he has only woken up at night once in the past 6 months, and that was after he drank too much water. Where I'm from, even men over 80 can expect their urine stream to blast outwards instead of dribbling or straining like men in the US. The formula also improves sexual health and energy, central to any man's well-being.
Dr. Lee is a highly knowledgeable and experienced pioneer who's well known in East Asia for a number of incredible health breakthroughs he's made. Soon afterwards, he sent me the prostate shrinking solution that helps keep men from his region healthy and full of energy. Before I show you that, let's see how well it did for Ben. So Ben, what happened after you came back from that trip to Europe?
I made it back to the U.S. because the hospital fitted me with an indwelling catheter and a urine bag. But I had to hide my urine bag because the embarrassment of someone seeing it full of pee was beyond belief.
It must have been tricky traveling with that, right?
The worst moment was in airport security when I kept triggering the scanner. I had to quietly explain to the staff I was peeing through a tube and beg them not to pull out my urine bag. When I got home, I was desperate. But thank God for what you did for me.
Because by then, we had all the ingredients to the Southeast Asian prostate shrinking formula I'm going to show you now. After Dr. Lee sent me the prostate shrinking protocol, my team got to work reviewing thousands of medical studies. We used every minute reviewing this prostate formula to see if it really could shrink the prostates of almost every man who took it. We looked into every single factor behind it, the mechanism it used, what science says about the ingredients, and if they really could help every man with BPH, or if it was just a gimmick, like so many other things out there. But it was during one long afternoon in our medical lab that we made the breakthrough we needed, that you needed too. What we discovered was truly eye-opening. So please, pay close attention to this part, as it's exactly what you need to get relief and shrink your prostate fast. It may surprise you, but your prostate has its own metabolism. That's right, your prostate's an organ designed to operate on its own, flushing out its own toxins, ridding itself of dead cells, and keeping itself small and clean. The problem arises when your prostate struggles to get rid of dead cells, a condition known as stromal cell proliferation, as shown in a breakthrough 2023 study by Fukushima Medical University in Japan. This is when dead cells slowly build up over time because your prostate isn't metabolizing them anymore. Your prostate experiences cellular buildup and increases in size, squeezing your urethra and bladder, restricting or blocking urination, causing bladder inflammation and potential kidney pains, stones, and infections down the road. Enlarging this one tiny organ can make your life hell. So, what causes stromal cell proliferation and cellular buildup? In short, a clogged up prostate or stagnant blood flow. Your prostate's blood supply is critical to help it get rid of dead cells. And when the blood flow in your prostate becomes restricted over time, these dead cells fail to get flushed out, and they slowly build up, increasing in size over time. For some guys, the prostate keeps growing until it blocks up everything and you need a catheter to pee, like Ben did. So what causes your prostate blood supply to reduce over time? Doctors may tell you it's your age, but there are guys in their 20s and 30s with severe prostate enlargement nowadays. So how can it be an age issue? I mean, sure, BPH is more likely to happen as you age, but that's not because of your age. The real reason is an accumulation of the toxins that build up at the neck of your prostate. The main toxin is a nasty chemical from plastics called phthalates. A 2019 study from Cheng Kung University, Taiwan, found that phthalates exposure and BPH are strongly linked. Phthalates transport toxins to your prostate and cause a condition called oxidative stress that can inflame blood vessels around your prostate as well as your prostate itself. And when you inflame those blood vessels, blood flow gets restricted and becomes stagnant. With reduced blood flow, you stop flushing out dead prostate cells and the cellular buildup enlarges your prostate. We're all exposed to plastic chemicals these days, some more than others. In fact, new plastic particles are even being found in the substances which clog your blood vessels, something we'd never had imagined 20 or 30 years ago. One 2024 study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that tiny plastic particles are being found clogging the blood vessels of worrying 58.4% of people who experience cardiac events. Disturbing, isn't it? Imagine particles of microplastics clogging up your prostate blood vessels. So no wonder 50% of men over 40 have some degree of BPH. These microplastics are everywhere, clogging up vessels, causing BPH, ED, and artery inflammation. You can avoid plastics as much as possible in food, bottled water, and packaging, but they're almost impossible to completely avoid because You can even inhale them. But don't worry, you'll protect yourself and reverse the harm they've done when you do what I show you in a moment. So, let's quickly recap so you can understand why BPH happens in your body. First, the buildup of toxins around the neck of your prostate causes oxidative stress over time. Second, this oxidative stress inflames blood vessels and reduces blood flow in your prostate. And third, the stagnant blood flow leads to cells building up around your prostate called stromal cell proliferation, which leads to prostate enlargement. And that's how you get BPH. So how about guys who never get BPH? These guys are lucky because they can process new toxins out of their bodies at a faster rate. Remember, these substances are new to our bodies, and we haven't all evolved to process them fast enough. And this is what brings me to the rock-solid scientific proof of why Dr. Lee's formula is so powerful for shrinking your prostate. Through centuries of knowledge passed down through generations and fine-tuned over time, this formula was keeping men's prostates, urinary tracts, and sexual health in the best form imaginable. Better than anywhere else in the world, and right into old age. The way the juice works is via 3-step mechanism which targets the root cause of BPH and shrinks even the largest, most inflamed prostates, boosts the health of your urinary tract, and revives your sexual health too. Step 1 is to relieve and soothe oxidative stress around your bladder, prostate, and blood vessels to free up healthy circulation all around your prostate. This is done with maca root, proven to inhibit inflammatory cells in a 2020 study by Lima University in Peru, and to support healthy blood flow all over the body, especially around the prostate. And you'll love that maca is a powerful libido booster that can increase sperm volume too. And concentrated artichoke, a powerhouse antioxidant that targets oxidative stress and helps soothe your prostate and bladder, but also acts as a potent aphrodisiac. And that's why in ancient Rome, they gave it to guys to boost their sex drive and fertility. Step 2, dissolve the cellular buildup that causes enlargement and pain in the prostate. In other words, shrink the prostate. And for that, we have boron, a spring water mineral. Boron is like kryptonite to your enlarged prostate because according to an article in the prestigious Nature Communication Journal, it breaks down and blasts away elevated prostate-specific antigens, or PSA, from the cells surrounding the prostate gland. And nettle leaf, the most amazing backyard weed that helps support a clean urinary tract and kidneys, as well as helping target and soothe oxidative stress in and all around your prostate. A 2005 double-blind study on 558 men with BPH showed how powerful nettle is for reducing BPH symptoms. In the group that took nettle daily, an outstanding 81% of them reported less symptoms and better urination. And in the group that didn't take it, only 16% noticed an improvement. What's great is, nettle root can help flush out the toxins that clog up your prostate too. Some men also reported thicker, full heads of hair and stronger erectile function after a few weeks of taking nettle root. Then step 3 is to support healthy blood flow down there. You do that with Panax ginseng, a potent red Asian root, which boosts sexual drive as well as flooding your prostate with nutrient-rich blood, helping it flush out toxins and dead cells. And uricoma, an Asian shrub which supports healthy circulation and boosts energy too. And you'll love it because studies from Malaysia found that uricoma is a huge sex drive and erectile booster, especially when combined with Panax. So it's clear to you how it works to shrink your prostate fast. First, remove the root cause of prostate enlargement, which is oxidative stress inflaming your prostate by combining maca and artichoke extract. Second, blast away the cellular buildup and shrink your prostate while cleaning out your urinary tract. And the powerhouse duo of nettle root and boron help you do that. Third, support healthy blood flow in and around your prostate with Panax ginseng and uricoma. When combined in the right ratios, the prostate-boosting effects of the nutrients are more than the sum of their parts because they work together in synergy. And did you notice all of these nutrients? Yes, every single one boosts your sex drive and boosts your erectile strength too. Ben, what did you think about it when I spoke to you about this formula?
I was a little skeptical, but then I thought if this worked, it would be a complete game changer, not only for me, but for guys all around the world with enlarged prostates. So why not try it?
Something else interesting is that once the blood flow is gushing around your prostate like a spring river, you feel your erections return with a surprising strength and power that you may not have felt for in years. Not only that, but this amazing optimized circulation supports a healthy heart, arteries, liver, brain, and energy. You'll feel younger all over with a higher sex drive. And your urine flow will be like that of a racehorse, blasting the urinal so hard, you may have to stand back. But it was a challenge for me, any of my research team to make it. The usual ingredients were hard to source, and many came from overseas. It took a lot of work, but we finally transformed the ingredients into powder, dried and mixed them exactly in the right amounts that Ben could mix with water and drink in the morning. Hey, Lucy, come on in. Pleasure to meet you.
Great to meet you.
What are you doing? Good to be here.
Great to have you here. We thought we'd surprise you, Ben. Welcome, Lucy. So tell us how life is with Ben these days.
Well, I can tell you how much better things have gotten in the past few months. I mean, Ben is a delight to be around. Some days I even feel like it's when we first met. You know, the passion is there again. We're closer than ever. I feel better than I have in years.
It's amazing how this one thing has such a positive effect on your entire life, isn't it?
It for sure is. But I'd also say to any man or woman out there, don't delay, because prostate problems do not get better on their own. They really only get worse. We know because we've lived through it for years. I mean, we tried everything, didn't we, honey? And in the end, this is the only thing that works. It wasn't long ago that Ben was waking up 6 times a night. During the day, he was so tired he could hardly do anything. His health went downhill so fast, our love life suffered, he was cranky, and it was all because of his enlarged prostate. Now, our lives are completely different. We're active, our social lives are full of fun, our marriage is so much happier. And to see my husband so happy, I feel like it's a godsend, truly. He is back to being his old self. I'm just so grateful that our journey led us to you, Andrew.
That's awesome. But how did the doctors react to your new small prostate, Ben?
When I got checked out at the clinic, my PSA levels were right in the healthy zone, and my final prostate scan showed how much my prostate had shrunk to the size of a walnut.
Wow.
My urologist couldn't believe it. It was funny to watch his face as he read my results. He couldn't understand. He even thought he got me mixed up with a guy 25 years younger.
What happened next was mind-blowing, wasn't it?
Yeah, we shared the formula with friends, and we were surprised at how many men jumped at the chance to take it.
And when I told my girlfriends about Ben's transformation, I could not believe how many of them were interested too. It seemed like at least half of them had husbands with enlarged prostates. So that would be about 9 men. And they were guys ranging from 45 to 85 years of age with various degrees of prostate enlargement, going from light to severe BPH symptoms. Some had an urgent need because they were so sick of their meds and not sleeping because, you know, they were going to the bathroom all night. Others had less symptoms, but they wanted to try it because of the overall effect of increased energy and sex drive, as well as getting strong urine flow. And I'm delighted to say that 94% of the men who tried it reported improved symptoms of emptying their bladders quickly and fully, sleeping better, and less irritation and urgency. Many of them told us how wonderful it felt to be rested and ready for the day ahead. Some even told me that their sex lives had gotten a whole lot better too, and that their wives were definitely enjoying it. It felt great to help men out and to give them the freedom from BPH that nothing else ever could.
All this was mind-blowing, and I was shocked we weren't using this protocol in the West, and how few people know about it, when it's standard practice in countries in Southeast Asia. But then you look at the stats, and you see 50% of men over 40 with BPH here in the US, when over in East Asia it's more like 3 or 4%, and you understand why. And this is why we're here sharing this powerful formula with you today. 14 million guys here in the US alone suffer with debilitating BPH when the solution is right here. We can't keep quiet about this solution. That's why with Dr. Lee's expert guidance, I got to work making this powerful prostate shrinking formula available to men everywhere. My mission became to get it out to as many men in the world as possible. Dr. Lee recommended his expert former British colleague, Dr. David Livingstone, to help me do this. Dr. Livingstone came strongly recommended and was interested in helping me formulate this so men in the US could get access to it. As a highly experienced doctor who'd spent time working in Japan and Singapore, he was the perfect candidate. The research is excellent, and it shows us why men in this small corner of Asia have such low rates of BPH, as low as 3%, when in the US, we're talking about 50% of men over 40. Thankfully, this powerful formula targets the root cause of the issue and gets to work flushing out the toxins, soothing irritations, and most of all, supporting healthy blood circulation inside your prostate. When this happens, your prostate will quickly metabolize unwanted cells and shrink in size, freeing up your urethra and bladder for strong urine flow. Our team of formulators got to work and granted a special request of mine. During their research, they uncovered 3 more vital nutrients, which they put forward to have included. The research team added a combination of vitamin D and zinc because multiple studies and research shows that men with healthy vitamin D levels have prostates in the best shape. Plus, it supports healthy arteries and sex drive. And zinc, because hundreds of studies show that men with healthy zinc levels have smaller prostates and better sex drives. Ashwagandha, which according to a study from Mangalore, India, helps boost oxygen flow in your vessels. Just imagine all that extra oxygen flowing into your prostate and lower regions, which help flush out dead cells. Plus, ashwagandha also helps with sleep and improves sex drive. And the cherry on the cake, cordyceps, a rare mushroom that was found to have an amazing benefit for your prostate, according to researchers from Tsuchi University in Taiwan. Cordyceps does all 4 things you need. Researchers found it shrinks the size of your prostate, increasing urinary flow, reduces nighttime urination, and boosts sexual function. When it was finally ready, it was tested on 12,500 men over 45 with surprising results. They were guys in their 40s to older guys in their 70s who were having a real hard time with BPH, and all ages in between. Men's lives returned to normal as they started emptying their bladders easily again, sleeping through the night, enjoying intimacy, increased energy, and improving every aspect of their lives. Some would tell us about how they could enjoy life again. Go to watch their